or I send you to prison, which apparently I don't think you want me to do. Do you agree you don't want me to send you to prison?
I mean, honestly, maybe it just depends.
He indicated that, well, perhaps interested in the plea agreement, he would only want to be sentenced today to community control, and if not, he wanted his trial.
Okay. Mr. McDaniel,
Your Honor.
you are, I'm a little bit confused, so hear me out, and then I'll let you respond, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. The state is offering to dismiss the most serious charge, which is a charge that carries an indeterminate sentence of minimum term of 2 to 8 years, maximum term would be 3 to 12, okay? No,
8 to 12.
8 to 12 would be the maximum, I'm sorry, right, 8 to 12.
Right.
So it could be 2 to 3, anywhere from 2 to 3 years to 8 to 12 years, okay?
Right.
They're offering to dismiss that in exchange for a plea of guilty to the domestic violence felony of the 4th degree, carries a maximum penalty of 18 months in prison. Now,
Right.
here's the thing. In order for me to put you into community control, which some people refer to as probation,
Right.
I have to have a pre-sentence investigation. I
Right.
have to, okay? Because otherwise, I don't know what to order. I don't know enough about you. I don't know enough about this case to fashion a community control reporting requirement that would fit what your needs are. I just don't know,
Right.
okay? So your request for me to sentence you today, the only way that ever happens is if I already have a pre-sentence or sometimes an ILC report that I have the information available and I can look at it, or I send you to prison, which apparently I don't think you want me to do. Would you agree with that? Do you agree you don't want me to send you to prison?
I mean, honestly, maybe it just depends.
I mean,
Depends on what your community control sanctions would be.
Well,
Because I
that's-
live in Toledo, so I don't live in Warren County, never lived in Warren County, don't preside in Warren County.
okay.
So my pre-existing investigation that you would do would determine that I don't live in Warren County, that I've been on parole, that I've been on probation, that I have numerous felonies in other counties. So you're going to see that I have a previous record. Even though I've successfully completed probation and parole before, it still doesn't look very good for your pre-sentence investigation.
Okay. But there's more to the pre-sentence investigation. I can look up your prior record where I'm sitting right
Yeah, I mean, I
now.
could tell you, I mean, I'm not saying I'm not a candidate for probation, but what I'm saying is if you do a pre-sentence investigation and you determine that probation is not accessible for me anyways, then we're still in the position we're in now, and I would rather be, I'd rather take my chances, because if you're willing to throw out the F2 because I didn't do it. And that's the truth, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we're not here to stipulate on what the case is, but you know what I mean? I'm taking this to stop all the nonsense, so you don't have to fly her in from Oklahoma, and you don't have to bring the witness from Indiana, so you don't have to bring all, you know what I mean? But you got 4 statements here and they all say 4 different things.
Okay.
Only one says I committed a crime.
Okay. Again, I don't know what the evidence is. So
Right. And my biggest thing about this thing is neither my attorney nor the prosecutor has given me enough evidence to say I should not go to trial. I have 5 papers for my discovery packet. I have no 911 call. I have no motion to suppress hearing has been made. None of the things that would have to go before a trial has been done. There was video cameras on the home, and the owner of the home is an electrician, so those cameras should have been up. There's no reason why they were dead. So why we don't have video of this whole incident doesn't make sense. And then your 2 police officers that took the statements from said victim and said witness are not listed on the report as 2 officers that will be able to even be at the trial. So all this is secondhand knowledge from the officers. And if you read it, what the
Mr.
Hunter Bear or whatever his last name is, that was his first day on the job, Your Honor. He was literally taking coach steps from the other officer, which was the sergeant, and he was asking questions, and they said I have assault on my record and stuff like that. I don't. So they made me guilty before I even, and they were only on the scene for 10 minutes, but on the paper it says 1 hour and 20 minutes. They came, arrested me, took me 20 minutes. Why were they there for 1 hour and 20 minutes? That's all stuff we was talking about in trial. That's why
I don't know any of the facts.
Right.
I know what the allegation is, but
Right.
as a judge,
and we would be going through a jury trial, so it would ultimately be up to 12 jurors, and then you would lay the sentence out after they would find me not guilty, and I would honestly believe that.
Okay, I mean, that's fine. So we've got.
But I mean, if we could talk this out, and you can understand where I'm coming from, and you can relieve some of my concern with the pre-sentence investigation, or if you could just say, because say we do the F4, you get the PSI, and then are you going to try to give me CCC, or you know what I mean? Like, if I'm going to jail anyways, if I'm doing jail time, I did 90 days already, over 90 days, and I'd rather do 6 months in prison than 6 months at CCC. At the time of this case, I was in residential treatment at a sober living for 90 days. I was on a home pass from the treatment. What am I about to go to treatment for? I haven't been on drugs for many, many months. I'm not on Sublocade, I'm on nothing. Now, I would leave, if it's up to the court, I would leave this and go to the same residential treatment I was just at in Toledo, or possibly even go to a psych ward for a couple of days and get evaluated.
All right.
It's up to you, though.
Well, thank you for that, because it is up to me, and I am not in a position, I do not allow defendants to negotiate with me their sentence.
No, I respect that.
Okay, so the sentence is, whatever it's going to be, it's going to be. What I'm telling you is that today, I cannot put you under community control without first getting a pre-sentence investigation, which is more than just your record. There's more to it than that.
Right. No, I respect, but my main question is say I go with this, I do your PSI, and how are we going to determine the level of care I need, and 2, where I will reside at if I don't live in Warren County? I've never lived in Warren County, and there's nowhere for me to.
Okay.
I'm just have a concern about it.
Okay, just calm down, take a breath. We oftentimes have people on community control or probation from other communities, other states even.
Okay.
So the fact that you don't live in Warren County doesn't mean that you can't be placed on community control.
Okay.
Your level of care that is to be determined by the assessment that is done as part of the pre-sentence investigation.
Okay.
They do, I mean, part of it is a lot of personal information about your history, not just your criminal history, but your upbringing, your education.
Right. And
let me finish.
Okay.
It has to do with your educational history, your employment
Right.
history, your family history, your
Right.
drug use history. But there's a second component of the pre-sentence investigation, which has to do with a drug and alcohol and/or mental health assessment.
Right.
And it is from that assessment that a recommendation is made to me about the level of care that you need.
Okay.
And again, if you were in this, and they can get verification of your participation in this
Okay.
treatment program in Toledo.
Yes, sir.
And the people say, yeah, they'll accept you back.
Yeah.
And that you were doing well. I mean, that's something that's on the table.
Okay.
That we can talk about. But as far as right now, me making any guarantees to you
Right.
with regard to how I'm going to sentence you,
Right.
certainly if you go to trial, all bets are off.
Right.
Because then, depending on what happens.
Okay.
But as we sit here today, what the state is offering you is removing the most serious charge, and then I'm going to request the pre-sentence. I just can't do it today.
Okay, I got two things, and then we can move forward.
All right.
How long does this PSI take?
It's going to take, Ashley, help me out here. They usually say 6 to 8 weeks. We could probably speed it up. We could probably try to get it done in 4 to 6 weeks,
So I would be here for another month and a half, essentially.
roughly.
Okay, so that's fine. My other question is, right now I have a no contact on my mother. So I have not spoken to my mother since this incident.
Okay. Well, thank you for that.
And
Because some people ignore that.
And I would like to know what I honestly need to talk to my mother, and I could do it in the realm of anybody there on speakerphone with me. And the only reason I say that is because I just want to know where me and my mother stand after this. If I take this, where do we stand?
Right.
Well, so I'm kind of in a position where I want to do what my mother wants me to do, for sure. I'll do it right now, but I don't honestly think she wants a no contact order. 'Cause she-
Okay,
So
okay.
I'm kind of, you know what I'm saying?
And that's
where I'm
fair,
at.
and that's fair, but I'm not gonna drop the no contact order now. But at sentencing, if your mother says, and tells the victim advocate and says, I don't want a no contact order against my son, I wanna have contact with him, I won't issue one. But again, that's a question for down the road.
Okay.
Because I can't withdraw that without the alleged victim's input, if you
Right,
understand.
all I'm asking is, could you do that prior, or in the 4 to 6 weeks so that I can
Yes.
talk to her before I get out?
Yes, there will be communication, not with me. Well,
Right,
she could send a letter in.
Right.
But you have to understand, contact with the court is done either here on the record or through the attorneys.
Right.
I don't have contact with just anybody off the street. If they send a letter to me, my secretary gets it, she makes copies of it, and she sends it to the attorneys first before I see it. Nobody, I don't communicate with people outside of this courtroom on the
Right.
record, and if I do, the attorneys have to know about it.
Right, I understand.
That's just how, it's just to be fair.
Yeah, I
right?
get that. I
'Cause
just
you-
haven't been in contact with anybody in my family since I've been in here.
I certainly understand that, but as the case, after sentencing, if your mother indicates through the victim advocate, or whether she's here in person, and she says, I don't want a no contact order, I won't issue one,
Okay.
all right? Any other questions?
Now, we can go, I'll take the plea.
As discussed, I'm gonna order pre-sentence investigation, and I'll have Mr. Logston put a rush on it, okay? And then we'll come back in a few weeks and we'll do sentencing at that time, sir, okay?